the headache that I was having was so bad, and I didn't have strength. I was the only one in the room. I didn't have strength. I didn't even know if anybody else was home. I don't think anyone else was home. I was having a really bad headache. I couldn't go to the store, couldn't get drugs, at least for the headache. Couldn't do anything. I was just on the bed, and I'm like, Lord, so this is how I'll just be here and nobody would know. Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of Rika Girly Speaks. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel for more spiritual, psychological, and educational tips to make life a bit easier and better. I know that I've been I disappeared for a while, and you guys, thank God for life, thank God for sound mind, because but I just decided, I had to make a video. It's been a minute. I need to make a video, and there has been a pressing topic on my mind, so I just felt, why not now? So here we go. So everyone is always talking about jackpot, and yeah, jackpot is pretty cool and all, and there are many advantages. Just leave my hair. There are many advantages to jackpotting, but today I'm going to talk about something that a lot of people who have jackpot or who have relocated to maybe the US, Canada, or UK, like developing countries, like the struggles they have or the challenges they face that they don't tell anybody. And it's probably because nobody would believe or understand. I'm pretty sure if I told people, they probably wouldn't understand either. So yeah, but I think it's really good to know, so people can be more sensitive with their friends who have traveled out, and people can also prepare their minds. Those who are planning to travel soon can also prepare their minds. So this is something that nobody talks about, but it is very real. It is very real. It's happening, and I think the world deserves to know, or people who don't know should know. So I'm going to be talking about it today. I just got to realize how many Nigerians in the UK are struggling with their mental health or having mental health challenges, anxiety, depression, and a lot of Nigerians in the UK struggle with homesickness and loneliness. Yes, loneliness. Let me like put that in like caps. Loneliness. It's a very common experience that people in the UK have, especially if you come here without a spouse, or if you come here without your family. Yes, if you are on your own, like me and a lot of other people in the UK, you experience a lot of loneliness and homesickness. Yes. So the major reason why a lot of people are like, oh, when you want to travel to the UK, make sure you go with your spouse or get married before you travel. It's a very good advice, guys. Trust me, there are a lot of reasons to it. Outside of the fact that if you travel with someone to the UK, they can also work. Like if you're a student and you travel with your spouse can also work and help you. Like you guys can work together, and he will support or she will support financially and with the school fees and etc. Outside of the financial aspect, it is also like the stress in school in the UK alone is enough to drive somebody crazy. The system is so different. The things that you have done, or the things that maybe you used to do, or things that we used to do in Nigeria that works or that we can get away with, doesn't work here. And the standards here are so high, so much higher. Outside of the fact that it's a master's degree, the standards here are so much higher. Even if you're doing an undergraduate degree, I'm sure the standards are so much higher. Over here, the grading is different. Just a cultural change, cultural shock. Some people don't even understand some of their lecturers when they talk, because some people talk too fast, their accents are different. So imagine going through that and then having like bulky assessments. Sometimes one assessment in class can like be up to 50% of that module grade. One assessment. An assessment is like maybe an essay or a paper. So you can imagine how much you have to put into that to make sure that you can get a really good grade on that. And sometimes you feel like you've done a really great job, and then you see your score and you're like, I mean, they give feedback and everything, but you're still like, yes, I'm speaking from experience. But yeah, so school alone is already challenging and already mentally draining, physically draining, mentally draining, all the drainings, emotionally draining, everything. Like I said in the video that I did with my friend about the course, psychology conversion course, um, you will cry. You will cry, you will cry, you will cry. It's just, you'll have headaches. It's part of it. It's part of the journey. So that when you graduate, you'll be like, ooh, ooh, praise God. But yeah, so school alone, what I'm trying to say before I digress, because I've gotten confused because I've said so much. School alone is already so difficult. Then adding that with a new culture, a new environment, the weather, somewhere that I hardly go out because it's cold outside. Like, what is there to do? But in Nigeria, I used to go out like more, even if it's just to take a walk or do something. But over here, it's too cold most of the time. It's just getting warmer now. Most of the time, it's cold, so you're just stuck indoor. Most everybody's busy, so even your housemate, if you're in a shared apartment, or your neighbors, if you're in a studio or something, like your neighbors or your housemates, your flatmates, everybody's busy, so you don't even have time to even like hang out, chill, really like spend time with each other. You might just see each other once in a while, casual greeting, how are you, this and that. Maybe you meet in the kitchen or something like that. So everybody's kind of on their own. It's until you fall ill or you fall sick that you really realize that you are on your own. For example, there was one time, like oh my goodness, oof, I had a really bad headache. I was feeling feverish. I was having a really bad head, like it was so bad, and I was just finishing up from work. I came back. It was late, and then I think I finished up from work. I think during the day, so I came back in the afternoon, evening, around that 6:37. The headache that I was having was so bad, and I didn't have strength. I was the only one in the room. I didn't have strength. I didn't even know if anybody else was home. I don't think anyone else was home. I was having a really bad headache. I couldn't go to the store, couldn't get drugs, at least for the headache. Couldn't do anything. I was just on the bed, and I'm like, Lord, so this is how I'll just be here and nobody would know. And God forbid, something will happen. Nobody would know. I've heard many stories about how some people, like their neighbors died and they didn't know until the body started smelling. So many people die and nobody knows until they start smelling the stench. That's really sad. You'll be dead for days in your house and nobody knows, because in the UK everybody's on their own. Thank God I have the number of one of my flatmates. I just reach out to him. I'm like, please, do you have paracetamol? Do you have medicine or anything like that? Does he have paracetamol because of the pain? And he was like, yeah, he does, but he's at work. He'll be coming around 8. That once he comes, he'll let me know. From that 7 p.m. to that 8, I was just on the bed. I was scared. The pain was, and after he came back, he now quickly he got it from me, and it still took a while for it to kick in, and I felt better. But I was like, my goodness, let's say he didn't have, or he was working a night shift. I don't think anybody else was at home that day. What would I do? How would I have gone on with that pain for a long period? Like, I wasn't just in pain. I was feeling feverish. I was feeling weak. I've never felt that way before. I was afraid, honestly. I was afraid. I was like, God, please help me. Everybody's busy. There are times when I want to do something, visit someone, but then you have a shift, and then you still have to travel to where you're going, and then you have class, and it's so much. Like, it's hard for you to even like create time for yourself. The only day I literally really have is Saturdays after church, because I don't work on Saturdays. So after church, I just hang out a bit. During the week, even if I'm not working, classwork alone is so much. Schoolwork alone is so much. The reading and etc. And just creating time to even rest a bit, So everybody's busy, and it can really cause loneliness. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, a lot of people in the UK are lonely. I know people in the UK who have said they're depressed. A lot of people in the UK are depressed. A lot of Nigerians in the UK are depressed. You guys, don't be fooled. They might take cute pictures in the snow or with their winter outfits and stuff, or in school with a nice background and everything. But see, people are going through things. So in this UK, it's not easy, especially if you're your own. Especially if you're on your own. If you at least have someone else with you or family, it's a bit easier. But if you're on your own, you know, plus the business, you have to keep up with your schoolwork, keep up with work, be on time, work well, do everything. Because if you make a mistake in one area, it could really affect you. So you always have to be on your best behavior 24/7. It's it's something. It really is. But God has truly been faithful. God has truly been faithful. But a lot of people in the UK are going through things. I know sometimes people at home might not understand. They'll be like, "Oh, you've forgotten us. How come you have not reached out? Oh, you've forgotten me." They'll think, "Oh, because you traveled, you've forgotten them, or you don't want to reach out to them, or this and that." Even though they're posting on their status, see, don't be deceived. People are going through things. They're trying to hold themselves up. They're trying to be strong for themselves. Sometimes, that might cause them to not be able to have enough energy left for other people. It's sad, but it's the truth. And it's not intentional. But funny enough, I really do feel like one can make use of this period because it's just a phase. It won't be forever. You're gonna get married. Someday you're gonna be reunited with your loved ones. So this period can really be used for self-development, making more money. Oh yeah, make more money during this period. Develop yourself and spend more time with God. For those of us that are abroad, we can really try to see how we can make use of this period because we can't change it. You can't. So the only thing you can do is just try to see how you can survive it in a way that will benefit yourself, futuristically. But for those of you in Nigeria who are call for hours, y'all keeping me grounded. I can be on the phone with you for hours. Just understand, okay, if you get lonely in the UK and people are depressed. So it's not going to change anytime soon, just so you know. Love you guys too. And for those that I don't reach out to so much, honestly, I apologize. But I really do hope that people in Nigeria can be more empathetic and understanding of the fact that people abroad are struggling. As great as it is to jackpot and all that stuff, there are challenges and difficulties that people face here that nobody can understand, and probably they won't even believe it. They'll think you're lying. So, but it's the truth. A lot of Nigerians in the UK are depressed and lonely. Thank God for the Holy Spirit as our companion. So that's just it, guys. I don't want to talk too much. Something is cooking. So stay tuned on Rico Girly Speaks. Don't go anywhere. And have a nice day, guys. God bless you. Bye.